السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والمؤمنون والمؤمنات بعضهم أولياء بعض. صدق الله مولانا العلي العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. صلى الله على النبي الأمي وآله صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلاة وسلاما عليك يا رسول الله. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا، وأنت يا حي يا قيوم تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. اللهم يا كريم أكرمنا بنور الفهم وأخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. To continue with, inshallah, the second part of the 192nd covenant from the Muhammadan covenants of Imam Abdul Wahhab Sha'rani rahimahullah. If you remember last week, the topic was in relation to fulfilling the needs of the Muslims with ikhlas and to instill happiness in their hearts. मुसलमानों के दिलों को खुश करना, मुसलमानों की ज़रूरतों को पूरा करना. जहाँ कहीं पर भी मुसलमानों पर जुल्म किया जा रहा है, चाहे यमन में हो, फ़लस्तीन में हो, हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान, कश्मीर में हो, वहाँ पर हमारा हक़ बनता है कि हम मुसलमानों की मदद करें और उनके दिलों में खुशियों को दाखिल करें. जो शख्स किसी मुसलमान के दिल को खुश करेगा, अल्लाह ताला उसको दुनिया और आखिरत दोनों जहानों में अल्लाह ताला खुशी अता फरमाएगा. जो कोई, हदीस शरीफ का मफ़हूम है कि जो कोई शख्स अपने मुसलमान भाई से किसी तकलीफ़ को दूर करेगा तो अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त आखिरत की बड़ी तकलीफ़ से उसको रिहाई अता फरमाएगा, इसको आराम अता फरमाएगा. So we are going to read about those ahadith later on, but just to continue, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He then says, فَقْضِ يَا أَخِي حَوَائِجَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ لِلَّهِ تَعَالَى. O my brother, fulfill the needs of the Muslims only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for anything else, not for anyone else. وَإِن طَلَبْتَ عَلَى ذَلِكَ أَجْرًا فَطْلُبْهُ مِنَ اللَّهِ عَلَى سَبِيلِ إِظْهَارِ الْفَاقَةِ وَإِنَّهُ لَا غِنَى لَكَ عَنْ فَضْلِهِ. He then says, if you do want to ask for a wage or for something in return of what you do, of fulfilling the needs of the Muslims, then ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. अगर अज्र तलब करना है, तुम्हारी खिदमत, तुम जो खिदमत खल्क करते हो उसके एवज़ तुम कुछ चाहते हो, तो ये मुआवज़ा अल्लाह ताला से तलब करो. ala sabili izhar al-faqati, as an expression of your need to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are all in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya ayyuhan nas antumul fuqara'u ila Allah wallahu huwal ghaniyyul hamid. O people, O mankind, you are all in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This dua that we do, if you remember that hadith that we mentioned, man lam yas'alillah yaghdab alayh. The one who does not ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does not make dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is angry with, is displeased with that person. There's a ayat of the Quran, وَإِذَا Allahumma salli wa sallam barik alayhi ud'uni astajib lahu. There's another ayat of the Quran in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exhorts the believers to ask of Him. And then it says, وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. Whoever shows ingratitude, yani whoever does not make dua, whoever does not make dua, yani does not express his need to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does Allah say? فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. Then Allah is the one who is truly independent of all the worlds. He is completely independent, carefree. He is self-subsisting Azza wa Jal. He is not in need of us to make dua to Him. We are, for every breath that we take, we are indebted to the rahmah, to the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He says, if you want to seek ajr for what you do, for the needs that you fulfill for the Muslims, then seek that ajr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as by way of expressing your need to Him. And also what we need to understand here, the fact that we cannot do without the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, وَإِنَّهُ لَا غِنَى لَكَ عَنْ فَضْلِهِ. We cannot sustain our lives without the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have no dispense with His grace. We must seek His grace every single moment of our lives. وَإِيَّاكَ وَقَبُولَ الْهَدِيَّةِ عَلَى ذَلِكَ لَا سِيَّمَا مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْفَقَرَاءِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. And then he says, oh my brother, beware of accepting a gift in exchange of the fulfillment of the needs of your Muslim brother or your sister. Especially beware of accepting gifts from women, from the vulnerable, and from the fuqara, from the poor people of this world. The poor, the masakeen. And then he mentions about people who call themselves Sufis. They were Sufis by name but not by their nature. He mentions this, he often mentions this. You must have heard me quoting Imam Sha'rani rahimahullah all throughout this kitab and his other books, Al-Bahr al-Mawrud fil Mawaridi wal fil Mawa'idi, Al-Bahr al-Mawrud fil مواثيق والعهود. Subhanallah. Al-Bahr al-Mawrud fil Mawa'idi wal, what was that word? Fil Mawaathiq wal Uhud. In that he mentions the covenants that have been taken from the Mashayikh. How should a Sufi be? He also mentions that in a very lengthy, detailed book of his, Tanbih al-Mukhtarreen, Awakhir al-Qarn al-Ishrin, or Ashr, Fima Khalif Fihi Salafahu al-Zahir. He mentions that how the Sufis who have rose in his era to become Sufis and who've opened their zawiyas and their khanqas and their group, and they have this cult mind control as it happens with some of these people nowadays, how they are truly against the Salaf as-Salih. He says, وَقَدْ رَأَيْتُ مَرَّةً, with my own eyes I saw one man, شَخْصًا مِّن مَشَايِخِ الْعَصْرِ, someone who is known, notably famous amongst people as a sheikh. मैंने उसको देखा एक शेख को जो अपने आप को शेख कहता था अपने ज़माने का, يشفع عند الحكام بجعالة مثل الرسل عند الظلمة. He was interceding with the leaders on behalf of the people, on behalf of Fulan, on behalf of the peasants, on behalf of the poor people, on behalf of the vulnerable people. Because what happens, obviously, the hukam are zalim, most of them are zalim, oppressors, tyrants, and the easy prey for them are who? The vulnerable people in society. The poor, the needy, the widows, the orphans, the masakin, the yatama. They don't have any financial help, financial backing, they don't have any support. So therefore they are an easy target. So he used to intercede on behalf of these people biji'alatin, with a bribe. पैसे लेते थे उनसे, और he used to bribe the hukam to let go of this person. I'll give you a bit of money. مثل الرسل عند الظلمة, like the messengers of the tyrants. The messengers of the tyrants, they say, the messengers, they go around and they say, if you're being oppressed, give me a bit of money, I'll go to the zalim and then I'll, sort you out, sort out something for you. فدخلت امرأة عجوز حبس الوالي ولدها. So a very old, frail, bichari, vulnerable old woman came to this sheikh. حبس الوالي ولدها, and the governor had wrongly arrested and imprisoned her son. فقالت يا سيدي الشيخ اشفع لي في ولدي. She pleaded to the sheikh, ए शेख मेरी मदद कीजिए, मेरे बच्चे को नाहक इन लोगों ने कैद खाने में डाल दिया है, इसको अरेस्ट कर लिया है, आप प्लीज़ मेरी शफात कीजिए, मेरे बारे में, इस हाकिम के बारे में, हाकिम की बारगाह में गुफ्तगू करें. Please intercede on my behalf in relation to my son. فقال لها ما معك للفقراء. So the first question the sheikh asks, what do you have for the fuqara? And he calls himself a faqir. We'll understand what kind of faqir he was. What do you have for the Sufis? And he calling himself a Sufi. What do you have for the Sufi? मेरे जैसे बाबा साहब के लिए क्या लाए हैं आप? और आजकल भी ऐसा ही होता है. बाबा साहब के पास या करीब में वही शख्स होता है जो गरम करता है, जो कुछ नहीं देता है तो चलो ठीक है वो काम हो जाएगा आपका, कल करेंगे, बाद में करेंगे. लेकिन जो गरम करते हैं, मैंने आपको गुज़िश्ता दर्स में वो वाक़या बताया था आल-अज़हर रहमतुल्लाह अलैह के बारे में. सरकार मुफ्ती आज़म के बारे में भी ये वाक़या है कि कोई बैठा हुआ था शख्स और इसको नीयत तो यही थी कि मुझे तावीज़ मिले, तो पहले ये मिठाई का डब्बा दे दिया. तो आल-अज़हर रहमतुल्लाह ने पहले पूछा कि कोई काम है कि नहीं हज़रत, कोई कुछ काम नहीं, सिर्फ आपकी ज़ियारत के लिए यहाँ आपकी सोफ़े में बैठा हूँ. तो वो बैठा रहा फिर दोबारा आला से पूछा, आप बैठे हुए हैं, कुछ पूछते नहीं है, क्या काम है आप, कुछ काम तो नहीं है ना? अच्छा हज़रत कुछ काम नहीं। अच्छा तो आप चले जाए, आप का काम हो गया, माशा आपने ज़ियारत कर ली, तो आप जा सकते हैं। तो कहा हज़रत आप प्लीज़ मेरे घर में ये बीमार है, वो बीमार है, ये पैसों की ज़रूरत है, ये फाका है, तो आप तावीज़ लिख दीजिए। तो आला ने पहले वो मिठाई का डब्बा मंगवाया कि ये लीजिए, मैं तावीज़ को मिठाई के डब्बे के एवज़ बेचता नहीं हूँ। सुभान अल्लाह, ये इखलास था इन बुजुर्गों के कामों के अंदर, इसलिए अल्लाह ताला ने इनके कामों को पायदार रखा, इनका नाम भी रोशन रखा। कल भी रोशन था, आज भी रोशन है, सुबह क़यामत तक इनका नाम और काम रोशन रहेगा, क्योंकि इनके हर काम में इखलास था। Imam Ghazali की तसानीफ देखे, look at the works of Imam Ghazali rahimahullah. When you read them, it actually penetrates through your heart, because it was written, every single letter was written on the foundations of ikhlas and sincerity and sincere counsel to our Muslim brothers and sisters. That's why his works are still continuing to benefit the ummah and shall still continue to benefit the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, based on ikhlas. It doesn't matter if people don't acknowledge your work, if few people attend your gatherings, if people do not acknowledge your work, it doesn't matter. If you have ikhlas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, inshallah azza wa jal, make your works, make your efforts fruitful, inshallah. So what was I saying, subhanallah? What do you have for the fuqara? فَقَالَتْ سَبْعَةُ أَنصَافٍ وَعُثْمَانِيٌّ. 7 ansaf is like silver coins. Ansaf is plural of nisf, so you can say half a coin or whatever. 7 ansaf, silver coins, were Uthmani. Obviously it was the Ottoman ruling at that time, Mamluk, the Ottoman era, and Uthmani was a kind of money, a name given to a pence or a shilling, you can say. So I've got 7 coins and an Uthmani. بِعْتُ بِهَا غَزْلِي الْيَوْمِ. In exchange of that, I had sold my yarn, the spun thread that I had spun. I had sold that, and in exchange of that, I received 7 coins. فَقَالَ هَذِي مَا تَكْفِي. He said, this is not enough. ये क्या है? 7 सिक्के मुझे देगी तू? कुछ नहीं है. فَلَا زَالْ يُشَدِّدُ عَلَيْهَا. He began to, put pressure on her, emotionally blackmailing. I won't do your work for you. I won't intercede for you. I won't help you. You need to bring me more. Allahu Akbar. حَتَّى جَاءَتُ بِرُبَعَةِ غَزٍ أُخْرَى. Until she brought a quarter of another yarn that she had spun. She brought it before the Shaykh in inverted commas. فَأَخَذَهَا. So he took it. And فَأَعْطَاهَا لِلنَّقِيبِ. And he gave the ghazl, the spun yarn, the yarn that was spun. He gave it to the naqib, to the kind of leader or the principal, the leader between the hakim and the people. Okay, the mediator. And what did he do with the money? He put it in his pocket. So you take the yarn, I'll take the money. Subhanallah. أخذ الفلوس لنفسه. And he took the money for himself. هذا أمر شهدته منه. This is something which I witnessed with my own eyes. مع أنه بني له مقصورة وجعل له سترا وتابوتا. In spite the fact that he has a huge mansion built for him. He lives in a huge mansion, a huge house, which has a fence around it and which has, beautiful curtains and veils hanging off from it. فَكُلُّ ذَلِكَ لِعَدْمِ الْفِطَامِ عَلَى يَدِ شَيْخٍ نَاصِحٍ. All of this is because that this person was not literally weaned at the hands of a true sincere shaykh. This shaykh did not take tarbiyah from a murshid, from a nasih murshid. This is what happens when people say, I've inherited the khanqah, I'm gaddi nashin, because my father was a gaddi nashin. Not understand the difference between a gadha nashin and gaddi nashin. So it's not inheritance. It is not inheritance. It is based on capability. It is based on aptitude. It is based on skill. It is based on knowledge and amal and taqwa. But nowadays people see, मेरे बाप को लोग बहुत पैसे देते थे, नजराना देते थे, तो अब अगर कोई और मेरे पीर भाई या मेरे वालिद साहब की मुरीदों में कोई और शख्स वालिद साहब की खानका संभालेगा, तो फिर मेरा वो बेनिफिट कहाँ जाएगा? मैं जॉब सेंटर में तो नहीं जाऊँगा, तो वो नजराने कहाँ से जाएंगे, नजराना कहाँ से लाएंगे? तो फिर वो बन जाते हैं. न इल्म से इनको कोई शगफ, न अमल से, न नमाज पढ़ने का सही ढंग, न ज़रूरत दीन का इल्म. अल्लाह अकबर. तो ऐसों ही के बारे में फरमा रहे हैं कि ये इसलिए हुआ कि इस शख्स ने किसी अच्छे पीरो मुर्शिद के तहत राह सुलूक तय नहीं किया है. अल्लाह अकबर. He has not weaned himself, nourished himself in the path of suluk at the hands of a true, sincere shaykh. وقد سمعت سيدي علي المرصفي رحمه الله يقول عن هذا الرجل. I heard my Shaykh Ali al-Marsafi رحمه الله say about this very man: لو أمكنني منع هذا الرجل من الجلوس بين الناس لفعلت لكوني جلس بنفسي من غير إذن من الشيخ. Obviously, you need to have a license to be able to sit as on the throne of Mashikha, and to be called a Shaykh. You need to go through tarbiyah, and the Shaykh, you must be mujaz from a Shaykh who is mujiz. And a Shaykh who has the license authority to give you ijazah. He makes you his Khalifa, and then you are allowed to sit on his, you can say in vertical, this is obviously not metaphorical, throne of Mashikha, and then you are allowed to initiate other people in the silsila, and then do talqeen al-dhikr, and advise people in the silsila. Other than that, you are not allowed to do so. And there are strict conditions that Imam Sha'rani rahimahullah mentions about this in various works that I tried to mention, the names I tried to mention before. Okay, Al-Bahr al-Mawrud, I'm going to stop there inshallah. Subhanallah. So he says, Shaykh Ali al-Marsafi rahimahullah used to say about this man: if I had the opportunity, if it is possible for me, I would have prevented this man to appear as a shaykh, to sit before people and teach them about tasawwuf, whereas he's far away from tasawwuf. Because لِكَوْنِهِ جَلَسَ بِنَفْسِ مِنْ غَيْرِ إِذْنٍ مِنْ شَيْخٍ, because he has sat on his own accord without ijazah, without any permission and ijazah from a shaykh murshid. He was not given ijazah. You will see hundreds of people in the UK and across the Indian subcontinent that they were not even given ijazah and khilafah from their fathers, but because they thought that, like the other estate, fathers' cars and property and land that we've inherited, ye khanqa bhi hamari miras mein hai, to ye phir ban jate hain. और फिर मामला बड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाता है, क्योंकि जब शेख को ही पता ना हो वुजू के फ़र्ज कितने हैं, कलमा पढ़ना ना आता हो, सही मखरज के साथ सूरह फातिहा पढ़नी ना आती हो, और हलाल और हराम की तमीज़ ना हो, तो फिर वो मुरीद को क्या तरबियत करेंगे? अल्लाहु अकबर. وعمل على عقول بعض الأمراء وتجاهى علينا وقد عمل على عقل أكابر الدولة حتى صاحبنا الأمير محي الدين مع كونه من دهى العالم. ولكن لما جمعته على سيد علي الخواص رحمه الله قال له: إن اجتمعت على ذلك الرجل فلا تعود تأتي لي أبدا. فلم يجتمع به حتى مات. He said, and these people who are not given ijazah, this very man who was not given ijazah, he was acting according to the illogical logic and rationale of some of the leaders, some of the hukam, and he asserted superiority to himself over us. وَقَدْ عَمِلَ عَلَى عَقْلِ أَكَابِرِ الدَّوْلَةِ, and he began to follow whatever the أَكَابِرُ الدَّوْلَةِ, the people in governmental posts used to say to him. He used to follow them, he used to obey them, and not listen to the ahkam of the Quran and the Sunnah. حتى صاحبنا الأمير محي الدين مع كونه من دهى العالم, even our companion Amir Muhyiddin, in spite of being an intelligent man, he was ensnared in the ploys and the schemes of this so-called shaykh. He became a murid of this person. He began to follow this so-called shaykh, even though he was a man of wit, man of full, min duha al-alam means a man of great wisdom. He was a very clever man, intelligent man. But even he became, you see these people, professional people, and someone who's choo all the time on the telephone or the microphone, and he says, Subhana badi achhe hai. They become their murid. They don't. Our criterion is what? Mera bank balance acha ho jaye. Our criterion should be what? How strict do they follow the principles of the Sharia, the principles of the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. हमारा ये नयार होना चाहिए कि पीरो मुर्शिद उसी के हाथ में हाथ देना चाहिए कि जिसका हर कौल और फेल शरीयत के अहकामात के मुवाफिक हो. ये नहीं कि हमारे पीरो मुर्शिद ऐसे चाहिए कि जो हवाओं में उड़ते हों, जो दम कर दे तो फिर हमें कुछ वो हो जाए, जज्बात हम मजजूब बन जाएं, या जब हम बैक कर ले तो दूर से हमारे बैंक बैलेंस में 1 मिलियन पाउंड आ जाए, या हमारी बिजनेस में जो ज़्यादा तरक्की होने लगे, या हम 2 डिश खाते थे तो 3 डिश हम खाने लगे. हमारे लिए ज़ाहिरी मेयार होता है. तो फरमाते हैं कि but when I took this person Amir Muhyiddin to my Shaykh Ali Al-Khawas rahimullah, Shaykh Ali Khawas subhanallah said to him, if you want to be in my sohbah, if you want to be in my company, if you want to take benefit from my company, then never go to that man, to that false bogus Shaykh, inverted commas. If you do, فَلَا تَأْتِنِ أَبَدًا, don't ever come back to me ever again. فَلَمْ يَجْتَمِعْ بِهِ حَتَّى مَاتَ, so he never went to that bogus man, Charlton, the clown, and he, alhamdulillah, took benefit from Shaykh Ali Khawas, the true mashayikh of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So then he says, فَاسْلُكِ يَا أَخِي الطَّرِيقَ عَلَى يَدِ شَيْخٍ ثُمَّ اجْلِسْ لِقَضَاءِ حَوَائِجِ النَّاسِ بَعْدَ الْفِطَامِ. So, oh my brother, tread the path of suluk at the hands of a true shaykh, then sit down, then obviously commence to fulfill the needs of the people after you have been weaned, after you've been nurtured, after you've been trained, after the shaykh has strictly been vigilant in relation to your qawl and amal, and only then obviously sit down in order to fulfill the needs of the people, so that you do so for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala हम सबको इस पर अमल करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए, और तमाम अल्लाह ताला इंसानों की अल्लाह ताला हम सबको हाजात पूरी करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए, तमाम मुसलमानों की अल्लाह ताला हम सबको खैर खाही करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए, अल्लाह ताला तमाम मुसलमानों को अमन व अमान अता फरमाए। सल्लल्लाहु